you can't really give a fuck about what people say no more. Because everybody gonna fucking critique everything that you do, no matter what you do. That shit will creep into your mind, no matter if you believe it or not.
It's wasted energy.
Yeah, it's wasted energy.
I kind of, at that time, I was having little big spurts. It was fun selling the drug, but I was living this. I had got caught up in the high.
Yeah.
By that time, I got caught up in the high. I just said, don't get high if you own supply. I got caught up getting high at my own supply early. And they had nobody to coach me through it,
Yeah.
I just gave it, I got the drugs, started selling them, and I just jumped on the block. And I tell you about,
Don't try.
Yeah. Older cat, I ain't gonna put their name on it since we on this thing.
Yeah.
You wanna try this young blood? And I remember that at 15, I looked up to him. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Then he turned 9, yeah.
Let's do it.
Whatever to get me closer into this bondage of people. Do what y'all do, I want to do it too. You know what I mean?
So it was more of a acceptance thing. Like you wanted to be accepted within a group of people to feel that love. And I in my opinion, I think that's the reason a lot of things that go on in the world today, especially when you're talking about young black males like yourself at the time, myself, our friends, our family. It was all about acceptance, because coming from, and I can, it's very few friends, or probably very few friends that that come from a 2-parent household where you got that balance. So, my mom, your mom both worked 2-3 jobs our entire childhood. And so the streets, I wouldn't say was our daddy, but that was our level of influence. That's what we looked up to. And so when we got out there in it, like you said, didn't nobody tell us that you ain't supposed to do cocaine like that. If you're gonna sell it, you can't do it. And I indulged in it myself. I talk about it in my book, and I talk about how I had to overcome a habit and overcome that lifestyle. Because as a child loves attention. You have kids, you understand, they love attention. And if they don't get it from the crib, they don't get it at home, they're gonna go look for it elsewhere. Whether it be drugs, girls, friends, gangs, whatever the case may be.
Is you gotta have a don't quit mentality. You gotta have a don't quit mentality. You gotta keep pushing, man. No matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you do well. Hey, even if I do well, I pat myself on the back. Hey, I might celebrate, go have a evening drink, and the next day, hey, it's back to business again. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can't dwell on your good or your bad. You see what I'm saying? You have to just keep pushing regardless. Like, so come high school, college, early NFL career, everybody telling you how great you are, how good you are. You see what I'm saying? I could have just stopped trying to go hard, but you still have to go to work every single day. You can't quit. You can't get comfortable. Anything in life, not just football, entrepreneurship, fatherhood, motherhood, being with your partner. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's always a way to get better and improve whatever you got going on. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be bad. Don't dwell on either. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be setbacks. Don't dwell on that. Don't quit. Keep pushing. Keep moving, and eventually you'll get your goal. Yeah. You'll get to your goal, and that's in anything.
I call it Ball G, and I was telling him, like, man, I'm on a podcast with my cousin YK. He like, I don't know YK. He like, I don't know him. I like, yeah, my cousin, man, Tony. He like, man, I don't know him. He said, is you talking about Lamar? I like, yeah, Lamar. He like, yeah, I know him. But that's a dude that's from hometown. Yeah. But the only person he know is Lamar. So the way that you brand that, you may don't see the effect, because it's just like you brand the business. When you rebrand yourself and remake yourself over the same thing that I'm doing now, everybody knows Dirty Red. Everybody thinks they know Dirty Red, but they know that the image that I portrayed it once.
They knew Dirty Red.
And this is a great topic, because it coincides with so many things that I want to express to you. Dirty Red was a reputation, but Derek is a person with dignity.
So I was 12 years old at the time. 12 years old. I just got kicked out of school. My mom and Coach Lumford, they figured some things out, got me into body. Coach Lumford got me on the AAU team. I started going to Atlanta on Friday. So every weekend I was leaving to go to Atlanta on Fridays to hoop with the Atlanta Celtics, man. And the next thing you know, we won the national championship, man. We went 50-0.
Wow.
50-0. Now here I go from going from game banging and getting kicked out of school at 11 years old to playing on the national championship team for the Atlanta Celtics, going 50-0. A lot of people don't know the story.
Yeah.
You know?
Us as people, man, we are the smartest, dumbest thing that were ever created, I think so. You know what I'm saying? Because we are confused people, man. We need validation for certain things that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and then like if it don't mean nothing until it happens directly to them.
Yeah.
Specifically. So people can see, you know, somebody getting robbed or something won't do that, but then when they do it, they be like, why I didn't get help? You know, why nobody didn't help?
Yeah.
Or whatever. They kid get jammed up on something. They see it. We see it all the time on the news, man. It just us as people, man, we confuse people, and that just some shit you have to grow out of, man. You just think, you know what I'm saying? You are your own solution. The answer is all within.
Yeah.
If you dig deep in yourself, man, you will know, like, most of the things out here, a lot of stuff that's going on is fugazi.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of shit fake, especially with the internet, man. People glorifying people for the wrong reason and not for, you know, what's really happening around it. It confused, man.
Yeah,
Confused, bro.
It is. It's like, you know, I got a clip from my brother when he said, it used to be this, now it's that, everything vice versa. What would be your biggest advice for someone who's trying to step into something, and not necessarily waiting, but anything that's outside the norm?
Yeah, I say keep going. You know, put 100% into it and keep going. Because a lot of times when you are the pioneer of something, or you like you said, think outside the box and you actually go for it, you can't worry about what everybody else thinks. You know, that should be none of your concern what other people think of you. And I listened to your podcast today, and it's like when you humble, you get overlooked, you get underpaid. You know what I mean? You don't want to make noise, you don't want to say nothing, or if you don't want to be criticized, then don't do anything. But you know, then you're just a vegetable. It's like no matter what you do, somebody's gonna say something.
I was first. Once everybody saw, you know, everybody know how big I was. I ain't ashamed to say it, because at the end of the day, nobody said nothing about me like, ooh, sister, you big and you fat. You know, my husband, nobody. In order for me to get to where I'm at, I had to see myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to love myself first. You know, that's the reason why I made this big step, because I saw it myself. Nobody can tell me, you have to do it for yourself, nobody else. But how it came about it was, once everybody saw it was losing weight, you know, they're trying to figure it out. And once everybody started DMing me and messaging me on Facebook and Instagram, and I told them, then I said, yeah, I do this right here. And so many people just kept blowing up my Facebook. I don't mind helping people. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. I mean, my phone was blowing up. So I was talking to my mentor on the phone. I was talking to her, and her husband was in the background. I was telling her, I said, so many people messaging me, DMing me about how I lost this weight. And he in the background, won't you write a book then? And I was like, I had a book. I said, first of all, you know, I ain't no clue about it. I said, my handwriting sloppy. I don't know where to start, how to do this, how to go about it. He said, hey, I'll send you my girl who helped me. And it just took off from there.
I just want the masses to understand. When you hear my music, right? I want you to think, damn, they really like the shit I was going through. And anybody that know me, know it all. Listen, I dropped the song, right? In the Heat of the Night. It's on the album, right? I dropped it as a single too, right? But one of my homeboys hit me up and like, yo, why you didn't tell me you was going through that? And you know what I had to tell him? I said, because I was young and full of pride. Yeah. But they knew, but they knew it was real, because saying you see stuff in people that, and then when the music come out, and you kind of, that's the one thing I was hesitant about doing music, because it leaves you vulnerable, especially if you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
And when, you know, and the people that know you can kind of go through and then they can see it. And when you think back, then they can see, okay, so that what was going on.
I told you I grew up in a small town. My dad was in and out of prison my whole life. My uncles were in and out of prison my whole life. I was the first male on my dad's side to graduate from high school. I was the first male on my mom and my dad's side to get a college degree. motivational teacher. Why is that so important? Because the label they wanted to give me when I was growing up was a statistic saying that based on your race, based on your ethnicity, based on where you live, based on your father's, what he's doing, based on your mom's level of education, chances are you'll never be able to escape the situation that you're in. They gave me the label as a statistic as a young boy, and somehow society thought I was supposed to buy what they thought my value was. Believe me, there are people, there are entities, there are all trying to label who you are to justify what your value is to this society. And I'm challenging you not to live under anybody's labels for your life. We got to learn to lead. The first concept of leadership is self-mastery. The first concept of leadership is self-mastery. If we can't lead self, it becomes very difficult to lead a brigade. And if I choose to live under the labels of somebody else's vision for my life, I will always be a follower. I will never maximize my potential on this earth. I'll always be looking how I can build someone else while neglecting what the great I am has created and awaken my I am too.
Okay, this how what's going on up in here, man. Just like you said just earlier, you say them young brothers out there on the street, they doing all this negative stuff. They base their whole life based on negative and based on trying to attain a reputation. And they bring that mentality from the streets into the prison system. This is why prison have flipped. And this is why prison is a whole everyday violence. People getting stabbed, people getting beat with locks and all this. And some of the young brothers coming here, they join gangs, they join different things to obtain reputations off of other people's, right? A lot of them is not built like they say they are, but they come in here and they feel they have to be a part of something to be protected. So they try to get reputations out of whatever they are in, whatever organization they are in. But, you know, me, myself, I respect a young man who comes in here and trying to build and trying to understand the mistakes that he made so he won't make the same mistake when he leave and go back to society, you did.
This is your work, this is your art. This is gonna be here way after you gone. And that's what's more important. Like, if you happy with it, then everything else will come along. Somebody gonna read it. Yeah. It might not be your peers. For real, it be the people that you never spoke to, never seen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never met you in my life, but we here now.
That's right.
And it'll be those people that you ain't never seen, never met, never had said hello, goodbye to, that'll support you more than your peers. Don't rely on your peers. That's my main thing. Don't look to your peers for, you just don't look to them. Think about yourself, what you want, and everything else will follow.
Hey, that's some good stuff, because I tell people, it's rich, the wealthy people, they get wealthy off strangers. They don't get wealthy off friends and family, which, of course, friends and family are going to support, and you know, some are not. And some will start in the beginning and won't last all the way through, but you can't rely on friends and family.
And today is his 45th birthday, and all I can do is just reminisce on the good times. Bring his name up in discussion. Antonio Terrell Washington. Keep his name alive. Even though it's been 15 years, 16 years since he's been gone, I got to keep his name alive. I got to keep his name relevant. Antonio Mean Dog Washington. He would have been 45 years old today. I just imagine sometime where he probably be out here in Houston with me, or out there in Tampa with my other brother. Like he'll be somewhere in the mix, chewing on his fingernail. And Lord knows now they got cell phone. This cat used to run up a house phone, man. We had cell phone, but we didn't have a smartphone. I could just imagine what he would be doing with that doing smartphone. My brother was a phoneaholic. After he'd get on that phone and he would stay on it. Me and him, most of our fights coming up because I can't call my little girlfriend because he on the phone. Like he loved the phone, you know. But I miss him, I love him, and I know he's still with me. The things that he taught me, the things that he said to me, they still stick with me. The thing like that. Now I am the smart guy. That you damn right I am. You right, Mean Dog. You was right the whole time. You right. That life ain't for me, Mean. You right. Them niggas ain't your friend. You know what? You was right. It's so many things that I can reflect on that he tried to shield and keep me from, and did for the most part. And I would be a damn fool to throw it all away to seek revenge on the person that life gonna catch up with him. I can't worry about that. I can't play the judge, the jury, the warden, the CO. I can't play God and the devil. All I can do is live my life on my best terms, take care of my family, love on my wife, and keep leveling up and being great today. Do what Mean Dog would want me to do. He don't want to see me in no cell. He don't want to see me with no stripes down the side of my pants. I would be doing him a disservice. I wouldn't be able to keep his name relevant today. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I'm not going to allow the things that have happened to me to dictate how I feel about the world. The world is the world. How do I feel about myself? I forgave Buddy for my sanity. And I let it ride. Ain't no need of me keep reliving March 4, 2007 in my head. Ain't no need of me keep playing that in my head and where it's going to infuriate and flame that flame back up. And now I'm back to a level of revenge and I want to go down there and kill his whole family. Now, it ain't going to work like that. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep leveling up. I'm going to do what Mean Dog would want me to do. And that's Be Great Today. The emotional and mental scars of your life is what creates the stories for you to tell. And until you address them, and again, if you're strong enough to be that self-aware, that self-educated, that self-motivated person that can listen to Mr. Be Great Today and use some of the tactics that he used, by all means do it. But if you need a little bit more help, it's nothing wrong. There's no weakness in needing help. The weakness is telling yourself you got it and you don't. That's the weakness. That's what's holding you back. So I challenge my listeners, there's no surrender, no retreat. We can't run away from it. We got to stop acting like it don't exist. We got to stop acting like we don't have these conversations with ourselves. These dream deals, these negotiating with your dreams and your goals to appease, I don't know, society, the world, your job, your friends, your family, everybody but yourself. You're comfortable where you've always been and doing what you've always done and just following in the trail that's already worn down, right? Last week's show, it's not the hand that you're dealt, it's how you play that motherfucker. If you're gonna sit there and follow suit and just do what everybody else is doing and do what society says you're supposed to do because of the opinions that you form and label them as fact, the opinions you formed about life and label them as truth. Sometimes you can tell a lie so long to yourself that you'll believe it's true. And I'm not saying we all just lying to ourselves, but there's so many things that you're hindering yourself from because of the opinions you formed at an early age and you've grown into them and now you believe them as fact. And it very well may be stopping you from getting to that next level. It very well may be holding you back from where you're trying to get to. Because you're afraid to walk out there and wander in that grassy field. You're afraid to walk out there on your own. Because that worn trail, you can always go back there. That trail is never going anywhere. That beaten path is always there. If you wanna, why not try? Why not give it a chance? Why not step out on faith? And stop holding yourself to the seclusion of the opinions that you've been taught about life in so many different areas, especially the areas that you're struggling in. I'm gonna give you 3 things to position yourself with the hand that you're dealt to make life a little easier, make it simpler for you to understand how to play this game, right? The first thing is you gotta leverage your hand. Right? You got to turn a bad hand into a good hand. Just like I said, you can change the trump card. Just because you dealt a bad hand, that doesn't mean you have to lay down and die. Take 50 Cent for instance. 50 Cent got shot 9 times. Got shot in the face. It changed his whole. I know you guys probably seen Get Rich or Die Trying. And he used that near-death experience to prepare his entertainment career. He talked about his downfall. He talked about almost dying. He talked about all the ups and downs, the loss of his mother, never knowing his father. And he used that to propel his career to a multi-million-dollar producing person. He didn't say, well, oh, my dad ain't around, I'm just gonna go out here and just do my thing. Oh, my mama ain't in my life, so I got an excuse to just fuck off.
And understand that in order for America to be called, I'm going downhill on my lifespan. You know, I'm 50-something years old. Most people live in my era on my daddy's side, 93, on my mother's side, 70-something, 80 years old. So I know my life is trending down.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal in life, like I stated earlier, for to make the community better for when I left it than when I came in office. But I don't know. We gotta get people in office on the local level. We gotta get them in to do that with innovative ways. We try to find ideas, because we pay an ungodly amount in tax money.
Yeah.
You pay tax death in America. You get your check, 50% of it gone, and your benefits, and then your tax, and you come outside of there, got to pay tax on cars, food, housing,
death taxes.
You know, when you get our check, you might be at 20% of the money you got to live out of, but inflation is at 9%, keep going up. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, we gotta find ways to do that. We gotta get back to families living together, better each other, where we can go out and be prosperous in the community and do that and come up with innovative and great ideas. So I'm looking for the next Tario King out there to start his on air thing. So you gotta surround yourself with amazing and great people that trying to elevate each other and do that. So
man, I read a quote from Muhammad Ali the other day. And he was saying that if you're 50 years old and still doing what you was doing when you was 20 years old, you just lost 30 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You just lost 30 years of your life.
I've adapted this mentality that I'm off the scales. They don't have a scale to rate me. I'm so far ahead of people in the way they think, in the perspective of life, that most people won't even see the sacrifices until years later. Most people won't see the work that I'm putting in today till years later. And I talked about this many shows ago about they won't show up until you blow up, because if you're putting in the work now, you're overconfident now, you're exact about what you want now, it's gonna bloom and blossom into things 1, 2, 3 years from now that people are gonna be amazed by how did you do it. And you gotta find that same attitude, that same momentum that you had when you first had that vision, when you first had that ideal, when you first got into that relationship, when you first got on that job, when you brought that baby home from the hospital. You gotta have that same attitude, that same grind, that same tenacity about the situation. Because if you start following that downward trend, you're gonna dig yourself a deeper hole. And I challenge you all. I challenge you all to continue to uplift yourself in whatever you're doing and whatever you want out of life. Because the moment that you start pointing fingers, the moment you start making excuses, the moment you start complaining, you might as well go on and just throw in the towel and lay on down and die, because it's over with, it's done. That business is done. If you're not continuing to grind, I don't care if nobody shares your post. I don't care if nobody show up to your show. I don't care if nobody buys your book. I don't care if nobody come and patronize your service. I don't care if no one buys a plate if you're selling food. I don't care if no one shows you any type of support. If that's what you want, you got to continue to have that same vision you had in the beginning. Because it's easy to do when everything going good. It's easy to do it at grand opening. It's easy because you don't have any lashback. But when the adversity comes, when the hard times comes, when the down moments come, are you going to give up? Then why did you start in the first place?